Do you want to speak English so fluently that native speakers can't believe you're not one of them? One of the keys to achieving this is using natural, expressive, and idiomatic language. This will not only help you sound more fluent, but also allow you to express your thoughts more precisely. Imagine this. Instead of using a full sentence or multiple words, you say just one word. And the person you are talking to immediately understands what you mean. My name is Anastasia, and I'm one of the teachers at Marina's company, LinguaTrip. I've been teaching English for over 10 years, and during that time, I've compiled a list of idiomatic expressions that help my one-on-one students sound more fluent and natural. For this video, I've selected 23 of the most interesting ones. Expressions that you'll not only hear from native speakers, but can also start using in your own speech. I'll break down their meanings, show you how to use them naturally, and ask you some questions along the way to help you remember them better. Don't forget to share your answers in the comments. It's a great way to practice. Let's get started. Number 1, a one-upper. We've all met someone like this. The person who always has to top whatever story or achievement you share. If you tell them you ran 5K, they'll say they ran a marathon. If you just got promoted, they got promoted twice in the same year. A one-upper can turn any conversation into a competition, making it exhausting to talk to them. While they may not always mean harm, their habit of outdoing others often comes off as insecure or attention-seeking. Example, I mentioned I got a small bonus at work. And of course, Jake had to chime in about how he got a huge raise. He's such a one-upper. Have you ever had to deal with one-uppers at work? Share in the comments below. 2, bound to. Some things in life are inevitable. If something is bound to happen, it means it's likely to occur sooner or later. This phrase carries a sense of certainty, whether it's about success, failure, or any predictable event. If you keep practicing a skill, you are bound to improve. If you don't get enough sleep, you're bound to feel exhausted. It's just a matter of time. Example, if you keep eating like that and never exercise, you're bound to feel sluggish and out of shape. 3, wise. This little suffix can be added to a noun to specify the aspect of something you're referring to. People use it in casual speech to avoid long explanations. Instead of saying, in terms of money, I'm doing okay, you can say, money-wise, I'm doing okay. It's a shortcut that makes your speech more fluid and natural. Example, weather-wise, this is the best time of year to visit Spain. Not too hot, not too cold. You'll often hear collocations such as personality-wise, weather-wise, education-wise, money-wise, and others. 4, pet peeve. We all have those little things that irrationally annoy us. Pet peeve is a specific behavior or habit that gets under your skin, even if others don't seem to notice it. It could be loud chewing, people talking during a movie, or someone using too many exclamation marks in emails. Unlike general annoyances, pet peeves are deeply personal and vary from person to person. I can say, my biggest pet peeve is when people don't put their shopping carts back. It's such a small thing, but it drives me crazy. What are some of your pet peeves? Let me know down below. 5, up to par. When something meets expectations, whether in performance, quality, or skill, it's up to par. If your work is up to par, it means you're meeting the required standards. If a restaurant's food isn't up to par, it means it's disappointing. This phrase is often used in professional or personal settings to talk about acceptable standards. Example: the team's performance hasn't been up to par lately. We need to figure out what's going wrong. Keanu Reeves said that he turned down a role in Speed 2 because the script wasn't up to par. It means it wasn't good enough.
They were going to do a sequel to Speed, and the script was not up to par.
What do you think? Do you think Speed 2 was up to par? Or do you think it was much worse than the first movie? If you want your English to be up to par, good enough, or at a high level, you're welcome to join from Intermediate to Advanced course. This 7-week program is your fast track to Advanced English. With 40 power-packed lessons and practical homework, you'll master advanced grammar from articles and tenses to the passive voice and conditionals. Expand your vocabulary with modern advanced expressions that are widely understood. Speak confidently and fluently without hesitation or embarrassment. Perfect your American pronunciation. Finally, feel at ease communicating in English, no matter the situation. Our students are satisfied or highly satisfied with the course. Here's what they say. Sophia says, the topics covered in the course were highly relevant, and the lesson duration was perfect for someone with a busy schedule. Artem writes that the From Intermediate to Advanced course is outstanding. His speech has improved. He's learned plenty of new words and phrases, and he now makes fewer mistakes. He also mentions that he truly enjoyed the learning process. Ready to take your English to the next level? Click the link below and join the course today. 6. Down to earth. Speaking of Keanu Reeves, he's often described as one of the most down-to-earth actors of his time. A down-to-earth person is practical, humble, and easy to talk to. They don't act superior or pretentious, and they handle life in a straightforward, no-nonsense way. Being down-to-earth is a valued quality because it makes people approachable and relatable. Celebrities who remain down-to-earth despite their fame are often admired for it. For example, even after becoming a best-selling author, she's still so down-to-earth and easy to talk to. Think about other celebrities who are down-to-earth. Who can you name? 7. Break the ice. Starting a conversation with strangers can be awkward, but certain gestures or words can make it easier. To break the ice means to ease tension and get a conversation going, often with humor or lighthearted comment. Icebreakers are common in meetings, first dates, and networking events. Example: he told a funny joke at the start of the meeting to break the ice, and everyone relaxed after that. 8. All along. When you realize something was true the whole time, even if you didn't see it before, you can say it was true all along. This phrase is often used in storytelling, mysteries, or personal realizations. It emphasizes that the truth was always there. It just wasn't obvious until now. Example: I thought she was my friend, but she had been spreading rumors about me all along. 9. To crack up. To crack up means to burst into laughter, often uncontrollably. It's used when something is genuinely funny, not just mildly amusing. People use this phrase a lot when talking about hilarious moments with friends. For example, that comedian is hilarious. I cracked up at every joke he told. When was the last time you cracked up at a joke? What movies often make you crack up? 10. Off and on. Life isn't always consistent. When something happens occasionally but not regularly, we describe it as happening off and on. This phrase is used for relationships, habits, jobs, or anything with interruptions or breaks in between. Example: I've been learning Spanish off and on for a few years, but I need to be more consistent. 11. Go-getter. A go-getter is usually described as someone who's ambitious, proactive, and determined. They don't wait for opportunities, they create them. Go-getters are often successful because they take initiative and work hard to achieve their goals. Example: she's a real go-getter. She started her own business at just 22 years old. What are some typical characteristics of a go-getter? 12. Daredevil. Some people love taking risks. A daredevil is someone who enjoys dangerous or extreme activities, often without fear. Whether it's skydiving, extreme sports, or reckless behavior, daredevils seek out the thrill of risk-taking. Example: he's always been a daredevil. He once jumped off a cliff, just for fun. 13. Catch one's eye. When something catches your eye, it means it grabs your attention because it's interesting, attractive, or unusual. This phrase is often used when describing something visually striking. That red dress really caught my eye when I walked past the boutique. What was the last eye-catching thing you came across? Let me know in the comments below. 14. Ace an exam. To ace an exam means to do extremely well on it. If you got an A on your English exam, you aced it. I studied all night, and I'm sure I aced the math test. 15. Stay out of the spotlight. If you stay out of the spotlight, you avoid public attention or being the center of focus. You can say, she's an incredible writer, but she prefers to stay out of the spotlight and let her work speak for itself. Do you prefer to stay out of the spotlight? Or do you enjoy being the center of attention? A similar expression is stay behind the scenes. To stay behind the scenes means to work out of the public eye, often in a supporting role. For example, she prefers to stay behind the scenes and let her team take the credit. Another common phrase is opt for. To opt for something means to choose or select it, often after considering other options. It's a slightly more formal way of saying choose. For example, I decided to opt for the train instead of driving to the city. When choosing a restaurant, what places do you usually opt for? 17. Wear many hats. When someone wears many hats, they take on multiple roles or responsibilities, often in a professional or business setting. It implies versatility and adaptability. Example: at our startup, I wear many hats. I handle marketing, sales, and customer service. 18. Take a toll on. If something takes a toll on you, it means it negatively affects your health, emotions, or well-being over time. For example, the stress of working long hours has really taken a toll on his health. Think about yourself. What has taken a toll on your health recently? 19. Give it a try. To give something a try means to attempt or experiment with something, especially when you are unsure about it. Your friends can encourage you by saying, "Don't be afraid, just give it a try." You can say, "I've never played tennis before, but I'll give it a try." Another interesting verb in our list is to pigeonhole. When you pigeonhole someone, it means you unfairly categorize them into a narrow role or a stereotype, limiting their opportunities. A pigeonhole is a small nesting area for a pigeon, or a similarly cozy compartment or alcove. Now, the verb to pigeonhole means to assign someone to a rigid category. So when you assume that a circus clown couldn't also be a brilliant mathematician, you have pigeonholed him. For example, people often pigeonhole him as just a musician, but he's also a talented filmmaker. 21. Grapple with something. To grapple with something means to struggle with a difficult problem, decision, or situation, often in a mental or emotional sense. She's grappling with whether to take the new job offer or stay at her current company. Finally, our last phrase is in the same boat. If you are in the same boat as someone, it means you share the same difficulties or situation. It's often used to emphasize mutual understanding or support. For example, we're all in the same boat when it comes to final exams, so let's help each other study. That's it for today. Thanks for watching.